Parker, my goal for this bull run is $5 million. Currently, I have 1,043,000 exactly.
Just a 5x away.
Just a 5x away, and that's what a lot of people said. I made a lot of YouTube videos on that, even a Twitter post on this recently, and it's almost like, oh, Jake's only going for a 5x, but a lot of people don't understand. You know, this portfolio, my average cost base is 400 grand, I'm up 700 grand exactly today. Do you think I could hit the $5 million? Because I brought down my profit-taking strategy to 3 million, and now everybody fucking hates me because I'm only going for a 3x. How do I not get wrecked in this bull run?
I think the people from everyone I've listened and talked to from the 2021 cycle, the people that won pulled out too early. And they were judged and they were hated on it. And they made the most money because everyone else, I mean, what was your 2021 experience? Let's hear it one more time.
2021, I was buying Bitcoin at 16, 17, 18K average. I wish I was going to buy in COVID times, C19, but I was too much of a pussy.
I think that'll be up about a 10x towards the end of this year.
Yeah, but the problem is I lost it all to Celsius. Alex Machine's in jail now. Anyways, Ethereum was about $400. It wouldn't have mattered if I bought Ethereum at $40 because my biggest problem in the first bull run was I was riding it to no profit-taking strategy, right? Because I didn't know anything about the 4-year cycles. I didn't know how to. Yeah, it's hard, man. So it wouldn't have really mattered. But now that I've got this portfolio, and being a content creator, you're going to experience this as well. When you have to make that video saying I'm selling, and everybody's like, yeah, think about that. Like, you've not thought about that.
Giving up on your dream.
You're going to have to make a video one day saying I'm selling. You know, we've had bad experience in the first one. What was your first 2021 run like? Were you a late buyer or did you fumble like me?
I was late. I was in the aftermath of 2021. So I was coming in at 2022, 2023.
So did you get in good prices or what was the story?
I started making my first Bitcoin buys probably around $30,000 a Bitcoin.
And theoretically, you're up 3.5x.
Yeah.
Do you still have them?
Still have every bit of Bitcoin I bought from the beginning.
And what was it for you outside of YouTube, like that made you decide to invest? Was it the part that maybe the job wasn't going to get you there, stocks and shares weren't going to get you there? What was the thing with cryptocurrency that wanted to get you down this path?
Man, I really just realized that I don't want to work till I'm 65, man. So I needed an avenue to escape. Started grinding, 2-3 jobs at a time.
Yep.
And was looking for that vehicle to invest. And I actually caught that Andrew Tate bug and really just went deep into his Hustlers University.
Okay. So you were part of his group?
Yeah.
What is the main thing? Because I've never been a part of this. I spoke to guys that have been on the War Room, like the 6K product, but I've never spent like $49 a month you were paying.
Yeah.
What is in there?
There's Professor Adam in there, who he's pretty chill. He taught me a lot of what I know about crypto, and it's a lot of more long-term investing. They have day traders and stuff in there too. But for me, long-term really fit my mindset and goals because I want to bust my ass, work as much as I can, and invest it, let time do its thing.
Okay. And, a lot of people think that selling, or I would say selling, is going to be harder than buying crypto in this bull run, right?
Most definitely, from experience.
Yeah. I mean, most of the guys
already, most of the
guys know, like, I lost all my money in 2021. It was a bad experience, and I'm trying not to do this in 2025. What do you think it is about selling, making it harder than buying? Do you think it's just because people are just so excited if they do a 2x? Oh, I mean, we've done a 2x, another 1x is easy, or what is it?
It's so crazy. When your bags move down like 2, 3, maybe 5%, you think, oh, I'm stupid. I should just sell it all. Like, oh, this was a mistake this whole time. And you'll get a plus, you'll 2x, 5x your money, and you won't take anything out. You'll be like, oh, there's another 2x in there. It's just greed.
And it's so retarded, man, because I always say, like, there was a Mudang coin that's up 640% in the last 30 days. Like, do you know how long that is in the stock market? What is that, 60 years? Is it?
Yeah, but it's so dang cute, Mudang.
He's actually ugly right now. That's why. Yeah,
it's what?
She's ugly now. Like
she's ugly now? Yeah, she grew up.
She grew up, right?
Not a baby hippo anymore.
Anyways, it's not sponsored for a fucking Mudang, but if they want, I'm available. Anyways, so selling is definitely harder. That was one of the first things that I had to realize the hard way. I'm talking about biggest mistakes, right? I know you weren't really in the first bull run. You're riding this bull run up for 2025. What's your goal this bull run in 2025? Don't have to talk about numbers, but how are you going to, you talk about selling. How are you going to sell this bull run? Or are you going to sell?
So some of my Bitcoin I've considered holding long-term, but I do plan to sell. I have price targets. I think it's good to set price targets, even if it's just 20% at a time, or just little clips of just the profit you've made. Take that out, leave your initial in if you want, or get your initial out. But just to leave something, take something off the table, because if not, you have nothing to show for it.
You're going to round trip, right?
Yeah.
Are you believing in the 4-year cycle this bull run?
I do. I do think history will repeat itself. I'm not sure to what extent. I don't think, past performance is indicative of future results, but I think, it's happened over and over.
Yeah, for 2013, 2017, 2021, this is the fourth.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know. I would love to be the moon boy that says that it's just going to keep going up. And I do think this latest crash we had with the tariffs and Trump,
Yep.
I think Bitcoin survived comparatively to everything else fantastically.
Yeah.
Back down to 75K, whereas Ethereum went back down to its 2023 prices.
Ethereum was struggling, but then it just
1400?
said fuck you, and it's ran up like what 2.5, 2.6. But Ethereum's performed really bad this bull cycle. Why do you think that is?
I think it's the institutional layer. There's not a lot of hype around it.
Sure.
I do have some pretty good bags of ETH. Bought that dip, ate it up, 2x my money since then. Bought it at 1400. I think some people, their argument against ETH is that it's slow, it's expensive, but they don't take that deeper dive on the layer twos and realize that base chain, Arbitrum, Optimism, all those chains solve those problems.
Okay.
So they think Solana's the answer, which I love Solana, use it all the time. But
Solana could be the Ethereum killer, right? In terms of returns.
they say.
Talking about your Bitcoin, I want to really dive home this one, right? You're not going to sell potentially some of your Bitcoin for this bull run. You're going to ride it. But, you know, if we do crash, like, are you going to ride that back down and you could buy the bottom again? Or is that just because, okay, what if Bitcoin just goes up forever?
Just a little what if bag. There's a lot of Bitcoin I will be selling, and watching the charts, keeping track of trends, and trying to, you know, when greed gets super hot, I'm going to be selling, you know, good chunks of it. But I'm going to keep a little bit just as like a memento, if anything, right? Be like, oh yeah, held this from 25K all the way up to 200K and back down to 50K. You know, just as a memento piece. There's a big bag of Bitcoin I will be selling.
Okay.
So it's not
you
like
must be
the
very
full
rich, Parker. How much Bitcoin do you got? I think a lot of people, unfortunately, are going to, you know, experience what I had to experience in 21. Okay. Do you think retail is going to come in hard in 2025, October to December? And if that does happen, like, how can you help somebody out there of the thousands of people that are going to watch this to not be that guy?
I think right now is interesting because Bitcoin has been touching all-time highs, and
Yep.
I would say retail, as we call it, interest has been pretty low. I'm
I
not
agree.
hearing anybody outside of the crypto space talking about it. No one's getting excited. So I'm interested to see where we go towards the end of this year. Yeah, I'm just not sure, man.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What is your price prediction on Bitcoin on how you're going to take your first maybe 20% that you talked about there?
150, I'm taking a big chunk out.
Okay.
I would like to see 200, but I'm not really, don't consider myself a moon boy. Just going to kind of watch the charts, feel it out, see how the market's moving.
Okay.
I won't know till we know.
Okay. Can you share, maybe you don't have to share, but like what kind of return are you looking for in this crypto cycle? Because obviously you've been buying since 22, 23, and that's the biggest problem a lot of you guys have at home, right? It's not 2022, it's not 2023, it's not 2024. So you're buying, if you're brand new, and a lot of people are interested in crypto, and you should get interested in crypto. But these guys, you know, they're buying a Solana at 177. And
Yeah.
we were buying at 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever, right? Do you think a lot of people should be buying those blue chip coins, or should they go on their speculative stuff, or should they build a diversified portfolio?
I love the idea of winning for sure, because if the market is hot like it is, maybe it's a little hot right now, a little overvalued. If you're still taking those speculative plays and the market dips, you're going to get hurt so much worse on those. Even though you have a chance to win more, you know, the fact is people usually don't take profits on time, and they're going to hurt real bad. And I learned that lesson too with this big dip that we had. A lot of the meme coins that we had going, which they were printing money like I've never seen before, even in the pools we do. And wow, I've never seen money go away so fast.
Okay, so normal person probably watching this if they're brand new, right? Maybe they have $1,000, $5,000, right? Typically, what I've seen people that join our group, you know, maybe a lower level have $1,000. They want to know what coin to find the next $1 million, and obviously that's not going to happen. How do you think somebody should invest if they're $1,000? Let's just say $5,000, right? That's all they have. How many coins should they invest in, and what kind of coins do you think they should go for? Or do you think it's just like, okay, well, what kind of return are you looking for?
Honestly, if I had 5K, I would probably skip out on Bitcoin just because, I mean, the dollar for dollar return,
There's no money left, right?
there's no money left.
1010, 19, whatever, right? People think that they're going to ride up to, what, 500K, $1 million, and that's, you guys are going to round trip it. You know, it's not going that high this bull cycle, in my opinion.
But I still want to win for sure. So I'm going like top 10 by market cap,
Okay.
honestly.
Do you touch XRP?
Not my favorite. Used to have some.
Okay. And as far as low market caps, I don't want to get down the weeds here, but like, would you take some bets across the table?
In terms of like what coins?
No, you don't have to say, but would you have some of the meme coins, or would you just say, stay away from them?
Small percent of your portfolio. I'd honestly say, you know, in my thesis of winning for sure, no more than like 10, 20% of your portfolio should be there. And
Okay.
then when it does pump, take your profits.
Yep.
Take it off the table.
Okay.
Because the market, what does it do? It always goes up and down. It will go up and down for the end of time, until the end of time. So when things are going up, it sounds so like elementary, but no one does it. Take profit. When
Agree.
things are going down,
I agree. Okay, so
Bye.
what I've just learned is you came from credit card, which is kind of going off topic here. How did you switch the mindset? I guess you could say from an NPC, like, to having six figures in crypto. Like, how did you just switch the mindset, apart from the mum and dad and stepmom talking to you? Like, what was, were you just sick of this fucking debt and just like you weren't living the life you wanted to live? What was it?
You know, so the whole debt thing, I don't think I really realized the problem. I think I kind of felt like I was working at the gym like every day. I was working weekends, and like the money, I was like, oh, I'm just never going to get enough money. You know, never going to happen. And then at some point, I really just flipped the switch to like, I got to make it happen. Like brute force my way into making more money. And I think the girlfriend thing really helps with that too, where you're kind of like, okay, now I got somebody else to play for. So I got to really kick it in gear. And that's kind of the start. It's just like getting things in gear, fixing the debt. So not only are we starting at step 1, we're starting like step 0. We're starting from like negative. So literally, like, I remember like I posted my most recent YouTube video, the thumbnail was like negative 5K to, you know, 200K, just because we really were negative. So it's not good. It's hard to dig your way out.
Okay, so are you going for the $1 million? Because you must be close.
That's the target.
What if you get to 950K like I did in the last bull run?
I'm taking aggressive profits at 500. I'm not going to feel bad.
Okay, and then what? This is the question I have, right? I speak to a lot of crypto guys. I've done a lot of these podcasts as well with other crypto guys. And our biggest problem is, okay, well, let's say you make $1 million. Where does the money go in the bear market? Does it come out to lifestyle? Does it come out to stocks? Like, how do you keep the money going?
So what I've discovered, which maybe you can relate to, is that as I've accumulated more money, I've wanted to buy things less. I don't know if you have the same experience, but also, you know, my day job the last couple of years, because I've been working 2 jobs, is flipping cars.
So I want to know what somebody should do. They shouldn't bank it all to your bank account, right? Or should they?
I'm going to keep most of it in crypto.
Okay,
but in stablecoins.
I know we disagreed with this in one of our calls, right?
Yes.
Why are you going to keep it in stablecoins? And again, what happens if these stablecoins rug?
So I want to get a small amount of exposure in real estate. So the first multifamily property I do buy, I'll be pulling out for that, down payment on that.
Fair.
But outside of that, I'm going to be staying in stablecoins. So it's not controlled by a bank. There's no trouble getting it back into crypto when I want it. And honestly, there's so many bridges out to the outside world now. It's not going to even be a struggle to pay with a USDC. Like, I can swipe with USDC right now. We can pay this podcast studio with USDC, you know, swipe the Coinbase card. So,
okay. Fair.
And then, you know, the potential to make 5% on the lowest possible end up to 20% lending USDC. Okay. Different sites like Aave, Moonwell.
Okay. And how are you going to feel when somebody's just getting brand new in the market? Because that's going to happen, because we are selling on these guys, unfortunately. And it's like, oh, they're first in cryptocurrency. They've just spent $1,000 and now they see these big YouTubers selling.
Yeah.
Think about that.
I mean, short-term versus long-term holders. I mean, short-term holders are scalping all the time. Long-term holders, I think maybe they should sell some at these, you know, high-value zones. If you're someone that's just getting into it for the first time, you need to DCA in anyways. I mean, you need to. So if you don't have any Bitcoin, you might as well make your first purchase right now. Buy $100 a week. That sample portfolio we talked about, I've been buying $100 a week throughout all of 2025 of Bitcoin. And, you know, at the beginning of this year, I mean, we can just look at the prices. What was Bitcoin? All-time highs beginning of this year, January?
107, 108.
Yeah, and so for a couple months, that was down to 80, 70K of Bitcoin, 75K. And my average return on that Bitcoin right now is almost 19%. Just by getting started. I was getting started at an unprecedented price for Bitcoin, and I'm still up 18% for the year.
Do you think
being consistent?
Do you think people have to lose in their first bull market?
No.
But here's the problem I have with that, right? People are going to buy, let's say December 2025 is the peak. Okay, because let's say it's peak, and then it's going to crash. You believe, and we believe, that crypto's probably going to crash, big time.
Yes.
Altcoins especially.
At least a huge dip.
Altcoins especially, or Sui's, or HBAR, Solana's, Brett, whatever. These coins are probably going close to zero. What does somebody do when they just start investing? They have to experience that. Should they just take that on the skin of their chin, or wherever they say, or should they still DC it down, or what should they do?
It's part of it, man. You gotta let them enjoy the ride.
Part of the game.
So the volatility is so scary in crypto when you first get started, but the volatility to the upside is why we love it. So to have those big swings up, you have to have the big dip. You really do. And I mean, dude, what's crazy is I remember when I first got started, I was buying at that 30K mark in 2023, really, at Bitcoin. And we dipped down to 25K, and I was down like, $1,000.
How did you feel?
Oh, I felt sick. I was like, I'm the biggest idiot in the world. Meanwhile, flash forward to like this year, January through March, I lost like 200 something K. And I'm just like,
How do you stomach that, being in debt to losing 200K like it's nothing? There's no way you've not had sleepless nights saying, oh, I wish I sold and rebought. Or it's just normal to you now because you've been in the game for so long.
Honestly, I don't know if it's I'm desensitized to it, whatever the word is, or if it's just that I actually understand what I'm investing in, and I believe in it so strongly that I'm not worried. I see that as opportunity to buy that dip. And it also helps that if you do scrape a little profits out when things get hot, you will have more USDC or more cash at the bottom where, for example, I threw another 10K clip into Ethereum, a month ago exactly, pretty much, maybe a month and a half ago, and it's doubled on ETH, which is a number 2 asset.
Okay. Top 5 coins, Parker. I wanted to give you this one. Okay.
Ooh.
If you had to make top 5 coins outside of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana,
Outside of those?
outside of those, they don't count.
Oh,
What are
man.
your top 5 coins for somebody starting out, let's just say with $10,000 and they want to hit 100K? Do you think they can do that? And if they can, name and shame the coins of your choice.
The last part there was trying to hit 100K?
Yes, from
Wait.
10K.
Trying to 10X, man?
Yep.
Oh,
Because everybody thinks the 10X isn't fucking good when, let's be honest, like I'd kill for a 10X.
bro, a 10X, I feel like you have to take some crazy risk,
Okay.
which is just, I mean, you got to get some meme coin exposure.
Okay, I know you're a big believer in Sui. Is that ship sailed for the 10X?
I don't see $30 a coin this cycle.
Okay.
So for me, I'm saying no to a 10X, but I think it's a good foundation for your portfolio. Like buying that over Dogecoin any day makes sense.
Oh, bro,
It has like 3 times less market cap. I hate that some people think that the number of zeros in a coin means that it can go up higher when it's market cap that matters.
yeah, I mean, what do you think of Render?
I think Render could, what's it at right now? Like 4.5?
4 or 5, whatever. I still think that's got a 10X in it, believe it or not.
Were you taking profits out on Render? Where's your like last sell before you move back?
I mean, last sale would be anything close to 75, but that's way too crazy.
$75?
Yeah, you got to remember,
I
Render's
think I
been
remember a day when you said you missed it at
Render
$2.
at 50 cents. At 50 cents when I first wanted to do it, but then we rebought the dip at $2.70, and you were sleeping, and you were too
Yeah.
much of a paper hand pussy to do that. Do you think Render hits $25 to $50 this bull run? Now, here's the kicker.
25, I'm cashed out.
Okay, because it's been to 12 recently. Okay,
Yeah.
without full bull run experience, you've got
Just a 2x
stocks.
from
You've
there.
got stocks like Nvidia. It's such a small market cap, bro.
Yeah.
It's actually producing revenue. It's got so much cool geeky things about GPU. You probably care about that. I don't give a fuck about. There's a lot of potential for this coin at such a low market cap.
Render is my favorite AI play,
Okay.
but I think I'm at least taking aggressive profits at 25.
Mhm.
But I think you could shoot. You can hold that moon bag, man. 25, I think I'm cashed out.
Okay. A lot of H-bar viewers on my channel. Why don't you hold any H-bar?
I think that it's just important not to be over diversified, and I've already picked my winners. So
Okay.
no hate against H-bar. Love the coin. I used to have some. Actually, yeah, listening to you, I had a bunch. And then I just really slim things down and narrow my focus. And
Okay.
if you can have 5 to 10 coins you believe in, and you just know those charts, you know when to buy just instinctively,
True.
it's just good. You're going to perform better.
Yeah, that's the problem with me, man. I'm looking at my portfolio right now, and I was usually 5 to 8 this, but I've got like 15, 16, 17 from nowhere, bro.
How many guys have you seen with 100 different coins of $500?
In our group, bro, how many guys join with like 50 different meme coins? And they're okay with that, but I just think it's too hard to track, you know?
You can't. I think diversification is good for risk, preventing yourself from losing money, but concentrating your money is going to do better to explode your wealth.
Okay.
Just get a couple winners.
What's your price prediction for Sui, being you are the Sui boy?
Well, I have to get a tattoo so he hits $10,
Yes.
which Cetus just got hacked. So we'll see how that goes.
Sui stayed up. It stayed up.
Stayed up good.
Yeah.
But I think $15 is my cash out point.
First cash out point or
No, it's like my final for the
Final?
cycle. Yep.
taking 20%, 8, 750?
$5, I'm gonna take 20% out again, like I did the first time, and then at 10, maybe 7.5, 8, take some more out.
Okay.
$10 big chunk, and then
Okay.
15 cash out.
Okay. Okay, fair. Now you are, last question I want to give you, Parker. You are, I guess you could say, the DeFi guy in my community, right? A lot of people are asking what DeFi is, like without going too on the chains and all this geeky stuff that you'll go into, basic beginners, how would you recommend somebody starting DeFi on their portfolio? And is there things you should avoid? And how would you make $100? If somebody wants to make $3K a month, replace their full-time job, how should somebody do that? Is there certain coins that you should look at? How would you do that?
Man, DeFi is beautiful. It just gives you complete freedom. And I talked earlier about getting your income up, second jobs. You can turn crypto into a passive income.
A lot of people don't understand this. They think they have to stake it, lock it up, but they don't understand you can use full control.
Providing a service. Think about Coinbase. Coinbase makes so much money. How do they make their money? Just selling you crypto. You're buying, you're paying those fees. They're absurd. So what we do is just unlock that power in DeFi. So we let people buy crypto for cheaper. They save on fees, but the little fees they do pay, they come to us, and we're just selling shovels in a gold rush.
A lot of people are sitting on 50, 100K, and they could already be making that 3K a month and don't even
If
know.
you have 100K just chilling in Bitcoin, you could make an easy 10K a month.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. But a lot of
Selling
people just,
in Bitcoin.
and I didn't know it because of you. You really started it for our group.
Yeah,
but
no,
it's
it's
crazy.
I got very deep down the rabbit hole in crypto, just exploring actually how to custody your crypto. First step is get it off the exchange, then learn how to actually use it and get involved in DeFi, and you can actually become your own bank. I mean, just There's so much shit.
Yeah.
It's insane. But really, I mean, if you want to make 3K a month, if you have 30K saved up, that'd be easy.
Yeah, we go for like 10% a month.
10 to 12% is pretty bread and butter.
Solanas, Sui's, Render is usually a good way.
With low risk.
Yeah.
If you wanted to take out higher risk with memes, things like Render, you know, other meme coins that are just lower market cap, where less people are providing that liquidity, you can. I mean, what kind of numbers have we seen? We've seen 3 or 4% a day.
That Mudan guy right now is eating good, bro. He is fucking printing, but he understands. It's like my Brett position, right? We understand there's a risk with that, but you are paid for that risks, and you already hold it anyways. You might as well pair it, in my opinion, if you understand what you're doing. So,
yeah, I think the Brett pool which I have some exposure to as well, just like you, it's been printing an average like 90 to 100%.
Yeah, for doing nothing.
Yeah, so you're making about 8% a month.
Yeah. All right, Parker. Hopefully we don't round trip this bull run. 6 months we have left, I would say, give or take. And yeah, let's hopefully we do a video of this in 2025 where we either exit or we're crying.
Let's go to Dubai, man.
Good to meet you. Take your profits, guys. This is bull run. A long time left, but you got to fucking take action.